Warning, if you're faint of heart or easily offended, this show is not for you.
I don't give a damn about what you saying, bitch, you in the way. Closed case, my nigga beat the charges like yesterday. In your face, I'ma go hard and make sure you see the cake. Keep the pace, ain't no one fucking with me, this not a race. Doing the shit that I want, I'm never gonna stop, I'm never gonna give in. Making my way to the top, I told you to ride, I told you to get in. Now you can't eat out my pot, it's filled to the top, and I'm about to dig in. You say I was doing you wrong.
All right, welcome to the Good Road Podcast. That's some good music. Who the hell's that? All right, you watching it at the same time, Hon?
Me? No.
Somebody is. Antonio. Who the hell's that? They hear the
You're on
echo.
a delay.
Somebody watching it at the same time. They're on it. All right, so we're up, and how'd you like that? I didn't have to do shit. I just hit live, and it did all
That's
the
pretty
stuff
good.
for me. I love that.
Just got it going, man.
That's
right.
pretty dang good.
We're good. We're like semi half-assed now. We almost got it going. So, what's going on with you, sir, Mr. Vincent?
Not too much, man. Not too much at all, man. Sitting on the porch after a long day.
Yeah.
Let the dogs out.
Told myself, I said the first thing I want to do is I'm going to have to ask you what made you get into the food truck thing, because I feel like that's that's just like a road. You know, I've looked at several times. I was like, man, I don't know about that. Like that, it's tempting.
So,
Trigger.
I was a chef in the Army. I retired 3 years ago. I was a chef in the Army.
Okay.
I was a cook, and I joined as a cook. Then I joined the Army Culinary Arts team. So I was a chef in the Army. Then I retired and opened a restaurant. And then that led to the food truck. Like that's how I got to the food truck. It was like retirement, private chef, restaurant, food truck.
Okay. So you still doing the food truck or the restaurant?
Doing neither, man. Like I took time off. I work. I'm a government. I still do private chef, but like the food truck is like sparingly. It's not every day.
I got you.
So it's more so like on my own now. What I want to do.
I got you.
It took a lot of time. It took a lot of time. You know, I got dogs now. I got more dogs now. So, you know, if you're trying to go to a show, most of your food truck events on a Saturday. Most of your dog shows on a Saturday.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So yeah.
Right. Yeah. That just those occasions. So every show host needs to have you come. That way you come to the show and you bring the food.
I mean, you did it in Jacksonville, bro.
And it was, and believe it or not, Jacksonville was crazy. Like, you know, I appreciate Tone and Pre for inviting me out. That was the first time I had done it. And I had a blast, man. Like seeing everybody, just going back and forth into the show. You know, we created the 7 fries there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was, like I said, it was the first time I did it. And it was definitely fun to do it, just to be out there in the community, still feeding and showing dogs at the same time.
Oh yeah,
you gotta have the product. You know what I mean? You gotta have the product, and I think that's. We see food trucks around here pop up every once in a while, but they're always like hot dogs or something, you know. And then they disappear. And I feel like a good, you know, even unfortunately for us, even good barbecue joints don't last here. But that's a good one.
I haven't had barbecue in West Virginia, you know, so I don't know.
Well, be prepared to be disappointed.
You could be the barbecue in West Virginia.
Yeah. Honestly, you know who makes the best ribs around here? And this is going to be sad to say. Texas Roadhouse.
That's sad. That is totally. That is sad.
There's literally no other place I can go where I can just rip the bones out and just eat it.
Actually, believe it or not, ripping the bones out means the ribs are overcooked.
I like overcooked, apparently.
Like ribs should have a bite to them. Like you should be able to bite and leave your teeth mark in the ribs.
Oh yeah.
They shouldn't be tough, but you should be able to see you should be able to see your bite mark in your ribs. If their bones being ripped out, they're overcooked.
Oh, see.
We're specifically talking about pork ribs.
Yeah, if that's any meat. A turkey leg, a rib, like, you know, when I do turkey legs, you can rip the bone out, but that's because I've cooked them a long time. But like any meat that you can just pull the bone out, they're overcooked. You should be able to pick a rib up and leave the bite mark in it.
I mean,
they don't last very long in my hand. So
I mean,
I like to be able to take a fork and just separate a rib from the other ones, but then eat the meat off of it.
yeah,
But if I have to involve a knife to separate it, no, forget it. It's over. I don't need.
yeah. They should be cut. They should be cut already before you get them, and then you should be able to just bite them. Pulling the bone out is an overcooked rib.
Yeah, I'll take it though. It's better than having to.
I'll take
Better than
it.
have to saw them out. Trust me.
Oh man, that's crazy.
But we
That's
every
wild.
once in a while we'll get like a barbecue place and they'll be open for 4 or 5 months and then they go out of business. And we have one building in the town near us that when the barbecue place goes out of business, another barbecue place moves into that business. Same location. So it's had
That's
several
about-
barbecue joints in one location.
Believe it or not, like I tell people, it's your sauce, man. Like your rub and your sauce is what makes you. If you can make a good rub and a good sauce, like a good rib don't need sauce. Like you should be able to like just do it up without sauce.
I
Yeah.
believe that. I believe that.
I agree. I
You know,
agree.
just like good barbecue, it goes off with whatever vinegar base you're using and how you've prepped your meat. You don't need sauce. Like it's like wings. I don't eat sauce on my wings. I hate sauce on my wings.
But like a dry rub.
I'm a dry rub guy. I gotta
Yeah,
have
me
it.
too.
All right.
Me too.
We can do that.
I fuck with the dry rub.
Definitely fuck with the dry rub.
Mm.
Definitely fuck with the dry rub. Gotta
That-
have it.
Maybe I'm a little spoiled, but if I have barbecue, like especially if it's a restaurant, like I gotta have cornbread and we gotta have some baked beans. They gotta be good. But sometimes they disappoint me. They give me a little cornbread muffin. I'm like, you didn't what? You gotta do better than that.
I'm good. Just give me some rolls and man, some white bread. We call it, man. I'm good, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny how barbecue is just different all across the nation. You know what I mean?
For sure.
It's just different. Like, and even the sides you eat with it, different. Like you go down south, like Texas, you get a slice of white bread, usually underneath whatever meat, you know. But then you're talking about cornbread,
Yeah.
and baked beans.
Yeah.
You know, other people are talking about chili.
Chili and barbecue? Nah, man. Give me some potato salad, man, and some
There you
coleslaw.
I'll do that. Coleslaw for sure.
Coleslaw, potato salad, man. I'm good, man. Coleslaw, potato salad. I mean, you bake beans, so everybody can't make baked beans, so
Amen to that. That's another. I don't know. Someone's got the secret. Some of them don't. Hey, what's that? What is that one place we go to in Texas, Han? What's the name of that place?
Oh, that's Terry Black's.
Terry Black's.
Is it Terry Black in Dallas?
Yeah,
I believe
Dallas.
so.
It was that place that was
Yeah.
like, you go through and they just cut off a slab and stick it on your plate for you.
I remember when I was outside holding the table, and the group of us went in. They're like, "Yeah, what do you want? I'll get it for you when I'm in there." And they came out without my food, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And they're like, "Bro, my tray was like $120." I was like, I'll get my own shit. I got
And
you."
it's crazy. Like I'll cook barbecue, but barbecue is definitely not my favorite food type at all.
What was your
Really?
Asian food, man. Like I'm a
What?
sushi.
Ooh.
I'm a sushi Korean food. I lived in Korea for 5 years, man. So
Right.
I'm Korean food. I'm going with the bibimbap. I'm going with the bulgogi. Like I want the yakimandu, like sushi, the sashimi. I want all that. Like
Yeah.
I'm going all in.
I'm pretty open, other than whatever that half incubated chicken thing is. Other than that,
Oh,
I'm pretty open.
balut? You don't want no balut.
Balut.
Balut. Yeah.
On that.
Man,
I'll try it. I'm like, nah.
No. I'm right there with you with the Asian food, bro. I spent 8 years in Japan, so
yeah, I'm
I
going.
had
definitely
that
Asian
real
food.
sushi. I had that real sushi.
Yeah, gotta have it, man. Gotta have it.
Mm.
I'm
So
there.
let's get into hold on there. What we got going here. Okay. Let's get into dog stuff. Let's talk about some dog stuff. What How long ago, I should say, and what got you into the American Bully?
I'm new, and I'm fair. I'm very new. I got into bullies in 2017. Um, my first dog I actually picked up was from a lady out of Charlotte named Jackie. I picked up a crybaby daughter. Her name was Dee Dee. That was my very, very first bully ever. That's what got me really into bullies. Um, and that was like my foundation for my yard. Like, so going into that, and then I bred her to World Star Litter baby brother Assad, and that was my very, very first litter ever. Shout out to Ken Thomas for letting me do that breeding. That was my very first litter ever, and then just going forward, man, just watching other dogs, watching how to move. Like, definitely that style of dog has definitely evolved into what we are at now in the bullies. But that's how I got started. I've only been doing this since 2017. I haven't had a lot of litters. The litters that I did have, some didn't take, some took. So, that's just the nature of the beast.
Oh, for sure. We just missed one today. Yay.
Yeah. That's just that just comes with it, it comes with it, but that's how I got started. So walked in the ring with her, and it just started from there.
No, I don't think 2017. Can he say he's new? I don't feel like
no.
I'll say new because I was still in the military at the time and I wasn't breeding a lot. I don't have a lot of litters like, I have a lot of productions like some people have. I don't. I'm still chasing to create that male in my yard because I always keep a female off my litters. That's like my name on my game. Every litter I keep a quality female. Still wait for that one male just to be like, here, it's in there. So still tracking that. But for me, I say new because I haven't had a lot of litters. And still pretty much just studying and going like the next.
Yeah.
I mean, you're closing in on 8 years, bro. That's 85% more than most of the people currently in our breed.
Amen on that.
So, new maybe. I mean, but I mean, we all self-reflect differently,
Yeah.
But
my first litter wasn't until 2020 though. Like I got the dog, my first litter wasn't until 2020. Like really
Okay,
going
so-
like, I'm sorry, 2019 was my litter, So then moving forward, like I said, it's just for me, it's just so much of like I don't have a lot of productions, I've been doing it for a while, but just my job at the time didn't allow me. I was deploying like crazy, so my job at the time didn't allow me to have breedings after breedings because I was deployed.
Right. So, so you had mentioned something about you kind of saw the dog change, over a period of time. When did you start to notice, like, when you kind of 17, you got a dog? When did you start to see, like, holy shit, things are kind of starting to go crazy?
I'll say 2021 for me is like when I really took notice. That's when I was really able to sit down and sit back and like really analyze stuff, like how moving forward. At 2021 for me is like, okay, this is the style of dog. This is where we're moving forward, and this is the size of dog you need. This is the massive dog you need. So, at first, I've only bred pockets. I've only have pocket dogs in my yard. I've never owned a standard dog in my yard. I've always bred pockets. But you go into the show, I think the very first like standard dog I saw that I really enjoyed was Molly Fuchs' dog, Otis. I saw that dog and I was like, man, like he's gorgeous. He's gorgeous. And then I went to an Alabama show and I saw his son, OJ. I think Tristan won all 4 best in shows that day. But Otis was just a beautiful dog, man. I was like, yeah, that dog's gorgeous. Like that's when I was like, yep, that's the pinnacle, you're trying to get to and just creating beautiful dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of her yards, gorgeously built dogs.
I think it's, and really kind of the key to it. I mean, I know you feel like you're going slow, but at the same time, I feel like in a lot of ways, taking your time and kind of observing what the market's doing. I think a lot of people don't necessarily do that. They just start plugging away at it. And before you know it, you've had 2 or 3 litters of dogs that you don't even want.
Yeah.
And now that the market has changed, you're having a hard time even finding clients to buy them because they're looking for a different style dog now.
Yep. They're
But
looking for a different style dog and a different blood, you know. They're looking for a certain blood of dog, you know. Hey, I want this dog to have this attribute. You know, I want this dog to look like this. And I feel like if you can't afford to keep your litter, don't even breed. Like if you can't afford to, like, if you don't have clients already or a client base and you can't afford to just, you know what, I'm gonna be sitting on 5 or 6 dogs for a few months, then you shouldn't even do the breeding.
yeah, I believe that. So is that typical, like when you do your breedings, you're holding on to them for a while, or you're trying to get things lined up fairly quick? Or me, I mean, you guys know me. People don't even know half the time I even did a breeding. I'll just keep the dogs, and if I
And
pop out one,
we know.
We know.
Yeah, we know.
We know.
But-
Like, where'd that one come from, Roger?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
I've been following the dog since the first puppy picture. Like, hey, where's the dog at, man? I know you have the dog. Where's the dog at?
Right. Yeah, some of them, I don't know. Even if they just don't turn out, and one of the problems is, and I think that's why, just talking to you, I gotta get the feeling you're a lot of the same way. Is just like I had this up here standard, right? And when the dog don't turn out the way I want it to, even though it's probably perfectly good for other people, I don't want it out there with my name on it. You know what I mean? I'd rather put it in a pet home and just send it down the road. There's probably dogs, in pet homes that could have been show dogs, but
Oh, yeah.
that just
See, that's the difference between breeding for monetary gain and breeding for your own passion. Committing to what you want to create as opposed to creating to make money.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we'll hold on to majority of a litter just to see them mature and then pet home them. Our goal isn't to sell to breeders. Our goal is to produce our next breeding stock, our next show prospect.
Yeah. And I guess in that aspect, like, and just see, like you said, like Roger said, like, the transparency and whether breeding was held. Like, for me, it's like having a combat patch in the Army, like at first, you saw somebody with a combat patch, it was like, yeah, they're the shit. Now everyone has one. Even if they just go to Kuwait, they have a combat patch. It's kind of like producing a champion. It's easier to produce a champion now. Like, everybody pretty much has one, like. But the pinnacle of that dog is like, every dog isn't a show dog. Every dog isn't a show dog. Some dogs will be just for breeding stock. Then, like, some dogs just for the show ring and don't produce.
Yeah. Well, and that's true. Well, lots of times, we had gotten a conversation. I can't remember which person that was. It may have been like the QBN guy or something like that. But we were talking about, lots of times that dog that ends up being the best of mom, best of dad, which is some kind of hybrid outcross kind of situation, is the dog that ends up being the show dog, but because he's an outcross, he's not necessarily the best producer. Like he's, it's the breed stock dogs that are behind closed doors, the ones no one ever sees, are the ones that actually produce those show dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it happens like that. I mean, I have one. Nobody sees her, but her name is Molly, man. She's a freak of nature. And she produced my first champion, which in return that produced my first ever grand champion. But that dog was just a freak of nature when she was born, man. Like, but she's in the house, she's chilling, she's in the kennels, like, she's retired now, she's fixed now. But she was just a freak of nature, man.
Yeah. The funny thing is when I do have like recently when we bred Golden Child to Precious, what I got off of it wasn't crazy, like overdone right off the bat. Like as a young pup, it wasn't crazy overdone. And probably for the first time in a breeding, I was like, I'm okay with that. I know what mom looks like. I know what dad looks like. I know what's going to happen to this pup down the road. How he's going to develop more than likely. So I'm okay that he's not like a freak right now when he's young. And the reason I mentioned that is like earlier this week I went and looked at another litter some friends of ours had, and the whole litter is insane. They're all insane. And it's funny because you look at that litter, when you first look at it, the first thing that pops in your head is these dogs will fly out of here. Like, as soon as you put these dogs online, they are gone. And at the same time, you're like, I do not want to give anyone a health guarantee on none of these some bitches because they're just, you know what I mean? You're like, this dog
what do you feel like you moving those dogs? But even still though, what do you feel like moves those dogs? Do you believe it's the dog just being freaks? Do you believe it's that person and their popularity in the community? Or do you think, hey, that person is just looking at a dog? Because sometimes I believe puppies move based on who you are.
Well, I mean,
without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt.
But at the same time, I've seen new breeders come in that did a named dog to a named dog, produced, some fairly extreme puppies and didn't have a problem unloading them at all. You know what I mean? Even though they're fairly new. So it's, the name of the dog is a factor. If you're trying to sell a dog that like isn't necessarily like it isn't a freak, but you have a very good name and you produce good dogs, people are more than likely to buy that dog because they know you. And if you say, hey, I know the mom and dad in this litter, I know what this dog's going to do. This is going to be a good dog. Then, a well-known breeder. But if just some Joe Blow I never seen before, what the hell? You know what I mean? Nobody in this community trusts anybody unless they have a reputation. If you're fairly new and no one knows you, good luck. Because
yeah.
So do you think more people look at genotype than phenotype?
Oh, absolutely. Or no, they look at phenotype more. Yeah.
I mean, to me, what I see now is a lot of people are breeding to the pedigree.
Yep.
Like they're like, oh, my female lacks a little in mass and size, but I'm gonna exactly. But I'm gonna improve the COI by breeding her to a relative in her pedigree, but in all actuality, and it's been proven, you breed a bull to a bull, you're going to produce bulls.
Right.
Yeah.
You breed a pedigree to the pedigree, you have it's a 50-50 chance what you're producing.
Started, man. Joel Vargas, he was going over pedigrees, and he was just talking. He's like, he sent me something. I forgot the name of it, but it's something bracket. I can't think. It starts with a B, but it shows you where the black holes are in your pedigree. It shows you where the trail feet in your pedigree. It's like, I forgot the name of the bracket. Something bracket. But it pretty much shows you what dogs affect your breeding. Which dogs are in black holes. Which dogs aren't going to affect your breedings at all. And no lie, I've literally followed that from the moment Joel gave me that. I've literally followed that with every breeding. I print off a 7-generation pedigree, and I go through and I count every spot to see which ones are in my black holes.
Right.
Which dog is where the dog's going to affect.
If you know how to find it, what is it? Bullypedia has exactly that.
Yep.
And you can go on their website and they'll show you the percentages of what makes up your dog.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna see if I can try to show it here, just so we can show the people, because I guarantee you a lot of people don't know. They don't know nothing about it. Let me see where. Oh, right there. Yeah, there we go. And the weird part is, I feel like if you're logged in, I think it doesn't actually work if you're logged in. I think it only works when you're not logged in.
Really?
I don't know. They're working on this. They're working on it. Okay, so when you're on a Bullypedia profile for a dog, right here where it says explore statistics, you click on that. Now it's gonna give you a breakdown of all the
How
dogs
much?
pedigree, right? And then how much of a percentage each one of those dogs represent in that dog's pedigree. So we can see Smeagol, we've got Precious and her percentage, and Lester and that percentage, and Sephora and that percentage, Mesmerize Me, which is Mimi, that percentage, and it goes all the way down. So you can see who your dog is made up of the most, or who most represents, at least genetically,
Mhm.
Yeah.
who represents your dog the most.
So it's
That's
called that's nice, man. I like that. And that's the same concept. Actually, it's called Brackett's Form. Brackett. It's called Brackett's Formula, and it shows you like how to break down like the dog. Like it's just like I honestly sit back and I read all that, and it's like it shows you like, hey, to get your basic male for your yard. It's just like a form. I read a few books on it, and it was like you want to breed the sire of your puppy should be the grandfather on the mom's side.
right.
That's like the formula. That's pretty much saying, you know what I'm saying? So, the sire to the male puppy you have should be his grandfather on the mom's side. So, but it shows like everything, how to count the black holes, and look at that.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I'll have to check that out. Georgetown Bullies. I like Smeagol. I think everybody,
Yeah.
right?
If you like bulls, you like Smeagol.
Yeah, you definitely like Smeagol. If you like a bull, you like Smeagol. For real, for real.
Like extreme. And
Yeah.
but that was another one of those cases, we felt like we did a insane extreme bully kind of breeding, and got like a clean dog from it. Which the odds of that happening are just crazy. You would think that he would just send it over the top. It would be too extreme.
Mhm.
But in reality, it really wasn't. And the reason being is because they're just not generation after generation of extreme in there. You look at Lester, by no means was Lester an extreme dog. And that was Smeagol's father, right? So there's 50% of his DNA was his father. So if you look at Smeagol bred to Precious, Lester's going to have his influence. He's in there, So, and from that, we bred Precious to Smeagol, which is an inbred daughter, and we got a dog that looks more like Lester than it does Smeagol, in my opinion, And
yeah, even though the dog is future is 75% Smeagol.
Yeah.
Right, according to the statistics.
Right.
And what, 37% Lester? Something like that?
Like 40, something like 40%. Yeah, he picked up a lot of traits, or a majority traits from grandfather, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he picked up a lot of stuff from mom too. So it's still, as much as math as we try to do, and we'll break out our charts and we'll do all our math, and Mother Nature will just be like,
Yep.
Coin toss.
I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
We're going to do the old coin toss.
I don't know. For me, when I look at a dog, especially a male, like I don't even look at the father. I look at the females behind him.
Oh, absolutely.
I look at the females behind. Like, some people be like, "Oh, his dad is this." Like, I instantly look at the females behind that dog. Those trail females play a fact. Those 4 trail females play a big factor.
Yeah.
Behind that dog. So I look at the female. I'm gonna tell you another thing that people don't do either. Like, people will see a dog, but like, I'm like, "Oh man, the dog's amazing." I try to find their litter mates. Like, let me see their litter mates. I want to see their litter mates.
The consistency.
You're gonna have that one dog out the litter that's just phenomenal. You might not have none at all, but I want to see their litter mates.
Yeah, and lots of times they're nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found. Like, nowhere at all.
And I mean, you as a breeder, that why am I going to keep dogs? I'm going to keep the dog I want to keep. You know,
with no competition. Like, put that dog away. Get the dog fixed, pet home, or put it with a friend or parent, somebody that that's not a breeder.
Right.
They don't breed. They don't come to dog shows. Hey, I need you to hold this dog or put this dog up here.
Right.
And I have certainly, probably bad to admit this, but I have certainly had a dog and also had another dog that I thought would possibly be competition for him, and decided to make that dog not be, make him go away. Because if you pick this dog, you say this is the best dog in the litter, but this brother is also very nice. But if I put him out there with another breeder, he could be competition for my dog. So sometimes you take that second best dog and you just go put him on a couch somewhere where he'll be nice and happy, and he won't be in your boy's way.
Yeah.
Or you could be like, a Sam Leem and have multiple littermate brothers studying out.
Everywhere, just everywhere. Just dogs is everywhere. But like I've bred to a dog, then found like his littermate brother and tried to breed, and the lady was like, even the husband and wife was like, nope, we're not doing it. Like, we don't want to breed. We just have him as a pet. And I'm like, the dog is so nice. I'm like, please. They was like, nope, we just have him as a pet.
I think Jake does that every week.
Yeah. That's his
hello.
His universal hello. Universal hello.
I haven't been to shows yet, but starting in 2025, I'm going to attend more. Well,
I have to.
After the first one,
start with the season opener.
Yep. Or Jacksonville.
Yep, or Jacksonville. The season opener or Jacksonville is definitely. I'm starting with the season opener.
You going to both?
Yeah, I'm going to both. I didn't get to really show like I wanted to in Jacksonville, so I'm going to enjoy the show.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, go one of those shows, and then it's like crack. You're done. You're hooked.
Oh yeah.
You did it one time, and now you're hooked. Now you're hooked. You're hooked so bad that you can go to a show that's me, and you're just like,
I'm
sick.
This is
the greatest time ever.
I missed the Michiana show, so I'm sick. I'm sick.
Yeah, man, you missed an epic event. Yeah. I'm sorry, but it was a party from start to finish. There was the level of competition there was insane. It was insane. If your dog placed, congratulations. Even if you had the balls to put your dog in the ring with these other dogs, congratulations.
Right. Yeah. Not only that, if you did, and you came, reality, if you put your dog in the ring and got reserve or got third, that's still saying your dog's a bull.
I mean, the female champ class was like 15 deep.
Right. Just
the female champ. The male champ was like 22, 23. That's insane.
Now, did they?
You gotta bring it though. You gotta bring it. When you see a class like that, you gotta bring it.
Did they send half the males out, like do a cut, and did he do them all at once?
I think he did them. Well, it depends on who the judge was.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them.
After you get so many number of dogs in a ring, it's hard to even go around the ring because they're all right there on. You know what I mean?
Right.
They can't get in full stride. Like you can't see a full good gait out of the dog because you're right up on the next dog.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's tough to stand out when there's 25 other dogs in a ring. These days it's hard to stand out. There's a lot of dogs that look,
but it makes you evaluate your yard more. You see like, hey, these are some of the best dogs right here at this one show, and I didn't even get a look. Like that makes you evaluate your stock. Yeah. It's easy to travel to a show where there's not many dogs and pick up a win. But when you're going up against good stock, it makes you evaluate your yard.
Oh yeah.
Where am I at amongst the rest?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
It's true.
And I think one thing is like what makes a dog stand out to a judge. Just saying.
I think the moment you walk in the ring, man, like from the moment you walk in the ring, how you stack it. Like I saw Tone Rowland post the other day, about a week ago. I said, about what he wore and like how he wore like black pants to make his dog stand out, amongst that silhouette of him. Like from the moment you walk in the ring, everything you're doing, you're judged, So you walk in, you're stacking your dog because the judge is already looking. The moment you walk in the ring, the judge is already looking at dogs, evaluating.
Oh yeah, because that's when the guard isn't up for most of these handlers, right?
Yeah.
You're just leisurely walking in. You see the true gait and motion of the dog. the dog isn't being displayed to only emphasize its positive attributes. You see the whole dog.
Yep.
You know.
You know, the dog's being played with. He's just walking around. You know, you're getting ready.
Right.
And you know, most people don't pay attention to that. You know, you walk in the ring, you get your dog ready to go. You know, you ready to shoot down range. You know,
Right.
from flash to bang, man. From flash to bang, you know, you getting ready.
Dogs.
Yeah.
Then dogs do little things like stop, take a piss in the ring, shit like that. Just the fun stuff.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm thinking about showing
my female,
but I don't know. Yeah.
Hey man, get in there. Just get in there. My first show ever was in Georgia. Is when BBCR was a show registry. That was my very first show ever with one of my productions. I was scared shitless. And I was like, I'm gonna get in the ring. Nobody's here, nobody knows me. I'm gonna get in the ring. Man, maybe like 30 minutes before the show, I see like maybe 10 people that I know, like personally. Whoa. Okay. Still got in the ring, man, and I won first place. I won first place twice in 2 shows. And that was like a confidence booster for me. I don't claim to be a professional handler, but I've come to learn that like my dogs tend to do better with me because they're always around me,
Mm-hmm.
and just learning, just getting out working your dog every day, man. You just got to get out and build that bond with your dog. Don't let your dog sit in the crate. Take the dogs out and feed the dog a nutritious diet, man. That's people be like, oh, it's genetic. Nah, you got to feed that dog, man. It's like a bodybuilder.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's some dogs, no matter how much you feed them, they're not gonna turn out. That's just all there's to it. But now, one benefit I will say is like the first show we ever went to, we didn't take the dog, and so that let us really kind of absorb the entire, because there's a difference if you have a dog at a show and you're managing a dog waiting for the call for the next show and all this other shit. There's a lot of stuff you don't get to experience because you're in that moment. You're showing, what I mean? So there is some benefit for first timers going without a dog. That way they can experience everything that is the dog show. You know what I mean? So Jacksonville is one of those. You don't have to worry about getting called the next show. You can go over to Stack Off. You can go out and go to the food truck 2 or 3 times. Just saying. Really experience the show without having to worry about your dog. And I don't regret that for a minute. That first year we went, there was some big ass dogs there. We got close and really pay attention. And these dogs, I didn't even know who they were. You know what I mean? Yeah. Baby Cakes was there. I didn't know that dog from nothing. I didn't know who that dog was. But after you see them, and then that's the first time we got to meet Jeremiah and his method of stack offs. Yeah. Made me Sam and I were at the back of there's a big crowd of people all around the stack stage, and we're in the back holding up the curtain. I'm like, I don't know. Dina's sneaking through the people. She's trying to get to the front. I'm like, I think things can get heated. I'm gonna stay back here.
and I think like that was, so the Georgia show was my first show showing, and like you said, that does make sense. Like, because my very, very first show ever, it was a show in Augusta, Georgia. I think the guy's name was Carl. Carl that threw that show. It was in Augusta, Georgia. And I think Tone was showing. I think the dog was named Cash Money in like a brown paper bag. I think that was the dog's name. That was the first time like I saw that dog, and like my daughters were loved on that dog. They were young then. They loved on that dog, and I think that was just a beautiful dog. But just standing back and just watching that show, like you said, just watching it and taking it all in was like, it lets you know right then if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
It's dog show is not something where it's like you go and you're still undecided. If you go and this is me or this is not me.
Yeah,
it never leaves you in limbo. You're like, I love this fucking shit, or I don't want to come back to another one.
Yeah.
It's the people, man. Like, it's the people you connect with too. Sometimes it ain't even about the dogs. It's just about seeing friends that you haven't seen in 2 weeks. You know,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you go in to chill with them, go out to eat, you know, and it's like, okay, it's like those cousins that you only see on the holidays.
Yeah. It is, and it's because of the dogs that brought everyone together,
Yep.
but that's the benefit. You might not have the most competitive dog, but getting out there and networking
Yeah.
and receiving knowledge, experience, that's a huge benefit,
Man, definitely wish I could teleport.
Yeah.
Oh
Bro,
man.
we're looking right now, we're planning New Orleans. That's a 16-hour drive.
That Burrow show, yeah, I saw that. Oh man. I think my next show for me is Nationals. I'm going to Nationals. That's my next
You
show.
are? All right, we'll
Yeah,
be there.
I'm going to Nationals. That's my next show.
We'll be there.
New Orleans, though, the food, it's worth it for the food.
Oh,
Even if there wasn't a dog show.
it's gonna be.
I think everyone should go. Like in me personally, I think if you're showing whether you feel like you have a dog to compete or not, I think like Nationals is like you should go to Nationals.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the upper echelon, right? That's any national event for our dogs. You're gonna see the best dogs in the world.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? If you're an enthusiast of whatever breed it is, you want to attend these national events. BRC Nationals this weekend. Ton of people are going. I mean, we're already planning ABKC Nationals. It's just there's must go to events that you can't miss, and Nationals being one of the biggest. You have to.
Yeah, it definitely is. 2025 is my first. I'm signed. This is my first full year back in this showing. Like I want to start in the beginning, and I'm showing all year. Like I tell you, you don't understand some of the people's losses they take, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like every time I have a litter, I feel like, man, I'm starting over again because like that female's out of commission now because hey, she's not showing anymore. She's had a litter. So okay, now I gotta make these jumps. So like for me, I feel like now this year, like okay, you have the dogs. Let's go ahead and get it going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Start to finish, man. You're gonna be
It is,
busy.
man. But sometimes
I mean,
you yard and be like, this ain't it. I'm starting over. Like I've started over before. Like I've looked at my yard and been like, nah, this ain't it. Let me start over.
how far are you willing to go next year?
When do y'all start stacking y'all? When they can stand up? When my puppies can stand up and hold their head, I'm stacking, man. Like when they can walk, when my puppies start walking, I'm stacking. I'm stacking them up. Like, but I also don't look at my puppies either. I don't like puppy phase at all. I do not like the puppy phase. So as far as like stacking my puppies, I stack them up. I'll look at them, but I'll look at them at 2 weeks old. I'll feed them every day. Come back, look at them at 4 weeks. I don't look at them every day because what'll happen is you will start to have a favorite, and you won't look at another pup because you're so focused on your favorite pup,
Right.
and you won't look at another pup. So like I stack them, but I don't focus on them. Let them grow, continue to feed them. Had a friend of mine, we call it Build a Bear. It's pretty much what you're doing with your puppies. You're building them up so that way at 8-10 weeks you can make your pick. Some people can make their picks all at 3 weeks old. I don't know how, but some people be like, that's the puppy right there. I can't. I'm not even. I can't look at a puppy at 3 weeks old and be like, that's the puppy.
Right.
I'm definitely doing that. Subconscious, like to me, I'm like, that's the nice one right there. That's the nice one right there. Now, 2 weeks later, I'll be like, nah, that one right there. It'll definitely change, but
I mean,
I'm always kind of trying to keep a hold. Now I'm getting to the point where they're 2 weeks old, and I'm like, okay, this one's already, it's too much already. Like, I'm beyond that phase. And I guess that to say that seems weird, but I'm beyond. I need to keep the most extreme one, right? I got plenty of extreme already, so I don't need no more of that really. What I'm looking for is now I'm looking for that dog, and I use that extreme blood. Now I'm creating something more refined I can bring to the ring. So now I'm more focusing on dogs that are less extreme, maybe ones that are a little more over angulated in the rear now. That's the one I'm paying attention to, right? Because I'm breeding extreme stocks to extreme stock. I'm probably going to get extreme dogs anyway. So now I can pay attention to more structural things. Where before I was just like, yeah, I need that big ass one right there.
Yeah, see, for us, there. I mean, we had titled males that weren't even in the running for keepers until we stacked them up, took pictures, every angle, took pictures, and sat down and evaluated every dog in that litter. Because we built our favorites. We had our favorites, and it wasn't just favorites because of structure, and it was favorites because of personality.
Yeah.
Or certain features that, oh, this one's cute, or this one always comes to me. You know what I mean? And that's,
So you're holding that puppy more. You're playing with that puppy
yeah,
more.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so this male that wasn't even the running overall was the better dog. You know, and it wasn't until we decided to be serious about who we're keeping when we found out, like, we're sleeping on this boy.
I had a litter like
Yeah.
that. I had a female, man. I was all about her. Like, it was like, man, this is it. She's the one. She's the one. She's the one. She's the one. And then I didn't look at her for like 2 weeks, and I was putting everybody down the feet. I let everybody out, and I was just looking. I was like, she's cowhawked, and I was like, wait a minute, she's cowhawked, and automatically I just, like, everything was just like gone, and I was just looking at everybody all over again.
Yeah.
But they'll go through phases. That's a hard thing to realize, is they're going to go through phases. You know, I've had dogs. I had dogs that grew up that were great show dogs, but at 6 months, they were a train wreck. Like, I was like, this ain't working. This ain't going to work. And then, they hit a year and things start to straighten out a little bit, year and a half, they start looking better. Like, honestly, it's tough. I don't know. I'm to the point where it's tough for me to even say they're done at 2. I mean, it's just like, because they change so much, they continue to change,
Yeah.
Right.
Now, I feel like structurally, maybe at a year, they're pretty much locked into what they're going to be. You know what I mean? But it's beyond that, is how much more they stack on as far as mass goes. That continues on, like, long after, whatever they are structurally has been set. So you may look at a dog and be like, yeah, the dog, it's nice, but it could use a little bit more. And then, you wake at a year, all of a sudden, okay, it's adding it now. It's adding now. So,
yeah.
So what you've been posting, you've been posting a couple dogs, though, a couple young ones.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Wicked.
So what's the story on these little dogs we're posting?
I bred. I'm sorry to back up a little before Wicked. I bred the King James. I bred Red Team's Grand Champion Kai Dior. Shout out to Cavante for handling her through her Grand Champion. Had co-owned her out. And I bred her to King James. I got some nice dogs. Went a little smaller than I normally would. But I ended up with some great stock off that litter. Ended up keeping a male named Soko, and a female, Hans. You've seen both personally.
Oh yeah, beautiful dogs.
And I have a chocolate female named Princess Samaj. He's seen her too. That's her litter, her breeding set. Then I have another King James son, chocolate boy named Charlie Boy. Got him from a great breeder. Shout out to DeMarcus for him. Picked him up. Haven't shown him a lot. Got him tucked away in the house. Beautiful chocolate bull, man. Beautiful. Hans seen him too. Hans has put hands on him too. Now we get to Wicked. So Wicked is she came from Jonathan Rivera out in Wisconsin. Shout out to his team. Shout out to Dangerous Desires, Nicole, Quincy. Appreciate all of them for making this happen for me. Like I said in the beginning, I bred to World Star, Fob Thomas World Star's little brother Assad. Wicked is off a chocolate World Star daughter named Snake Charmer. Bred back into Hangman, National Winter Grand Champion Hangman. She's a Hangman daughter.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful dog, man. 4 months old. She arrived last Saturday. So we're in the process of, working, training. I'm going to show her. She's who I'm stepping in the ring with in January at season opener. So she's my show
Ooh,
dog for the Commons. So she's just growing
nice.
right now, man, and doing her thing. But Wicked's beautiful, man. God, um, first female that I've brought in out of my program that I didn't produce. So using my females, I produce. But the option fell on the table, and then having that blood that she has right now takes me back to ground zero where I started. So um, we have some beautiful things lined up with her. So definitely get ready for that. Her half brother, Holy Grail, Dangerous Eyes Holy Grail, have some
Yeah,
beautiful things lined up with him.
he's a good looking dog. Holy
Oh
Grail's a
man,
very good
he's
looking dog.
gorgeous. He's gorgeous. He's gorgeous. So we have some things lined up on that side of the house. Just bringing that blood back into my yard, but bringing it back up front.
Yeah,
Going back to what you knew from
Yeah,
before, bringing it back.
pretty much what I started with to bring it back, but bringing it back with some features. I bred Grand Champion Kaya was off of line bred Midwest Monsters blood. Shout out to Johnny Hatton for that. It's line bred Midwest Monsters blood. Bred that's one of my females. So they have that little spice of Midwest Monsters in there. I'm a big Vin Diesel fan. I'm a big Vin Diesel Denzel fan. So looking at Holy Grail, looking at my stock, there's a lot of Vin Diesel going on, a lot of Denzel going on. So definitely excited about that.
Nice.
those are big dogs too.
Yeah.
The
But
mid
pocket-
monster bloods.
Still in the pocket range though. All
Yep, still in the pocket range. I do have a breeding lined up that I'm looking to. It's going to add a little bit of height to my yard. So like especially with the King James litter, to add a little bit more height back to those dogs. But all the dogs are still in the pocket range. So I'm gonna dabble in the standards in about a year.
Mm.
Might even get me a Frenchie.
Ooh.
Oh, damn. Damn.
All of a sudden, I'm pro oldie right now. I'm telling you. Whew. We got
Yeah.
one. Dog is so chill. He's just so chill. Just you hear that noise? You hear that? That's a bully. But that boy, he don't make no noises. I let this bully out. This some bitch goes crazy. Jumps all over that oldie, biting him and shit. And that oldie's just like take his big ass paw and just hold that dog to the floor. And like back off.
Flatten.
Just the demeanor of the dog is amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that dog.
Mm.
You guys know I've always been like, yeah, I like XLs. I just can't have one. And I feel like the oldies like the in between, they're those oldies, they're a little bit taller. Well, they're about standard size, a little bit taller. They're on the tall side. Big ass dog, though. Big ass dog.
But their average is what, 100, 110?
That's a big
I mean,
dog.
Yeah, but this is Chris dogs too, so who fucking knows?
Probably 125.
He's already massive. It's crazy.
Yeah, that pup's huge.
Yeah.
But
So,
it's a big dog. My goal is just to get back in the ring, man. With something that that's undeniable. That's like you can get in the ring and be comfortable with it. So like what? Hey, I feel real good about this. So that's where I'm kind of headed now. To pretty much continue on the legacy I'm building. So like I said, the breeding coming up with Cadence soon. Breeding coming up with her granddaughter, Memo soon. Like that's just those breedings that are like, hey, let's get back in it. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to the foundation. Because sometimes you just gotta sit back and look at your program and be like, you know what? Where did I veer off at? Like where did the fork in the road happen at? And I went this direction. So it's like, all right, let me get it back.
Okay. That's a good question. Somebody said, are you gonna show Ice Age next year when ABKC lets Merles in? I don't know. And believe it or not, I know a lot of people thought that's why I bought the Merle so far. while back. They were like, "Oh, Lee Roger bought a Merle. They're going to let him in the ring." No, I bought a Merle because I needed a Merle tool to use to breed to. So I never really considered him to be to show, but I'm not. I mean, Dina wanted to show him; she could.
He's on my he's on my docket.
Yeah,
He's on my
great
he's on
dog.
my-
That pedigree, and you're like, yeah, I love this. Like, love how it's put together. You know what I
I
mean?
told you what I wanted. I want to see if I can get a chocolate Merle out of there.
Chocolate Merle. Texas. What's his name? Mike. Somebody. Can't remember his last name. Kill me. Sorry. Shit. What is his last name? Stillwell. Mike Stillwell. He did a breeding to 7 to a Merle female. She was like a blue and white Merle, and he produced a chocolate Merle off of it. And that's a wild color. Like it's beautiful. So I hope you get it because it is gorgeous. It definitely is.
Yeah, he's on my dock. He's going to one of the King James daughters. He's going to my chocolate King James daughter. We have that set up. That'd probably be the next breeding I get into is that Ice Age breeding. So
Nice.
I've been tracking. Roger tell you, I've been tracking that dog since he posted that 3-month-old picture.
Yeah, as a pup. Yeah.
Yeah, man. He came up with like, here's the dog. All right, see y'all later. So I made sure to see him in Jacksonville. Like that was my whole goal at the Jacksonville show was to see that dog.
And you
Nice.
too. I'm like, I'm taking him out to the food truck. So I just
Yeah.
But I mean that's why we purchased it. And people got to realize like that's why a lot of the dogs we purchase because they're tools. You know, we see something in them to use them for the future. So even though a lot of the dogs we purchased when we first started, we put them all in the show ring. We just stuck them all in there. But now I'm not so much like now I'm really focused on producing my next generation. What I want to represent my yard. And in a lot of ways, trouble. See what she wants. Wow. Here.
Hey, friends.
Where's my number?
Congratulations on the houses.
Jeez.
Yeah. She slangs houses.
Oh my goodness.
She be slanging them.
Congratulations on the houses.
Thank you. I love it. Hey, where's my barbecue? The French fries.
When we gonna barbecue?
Hey,
Where's my number 7?
I got you. I got you. I've already talked to Roger. I told him I got you. I'm gonna make my way up there.
Are you
Hey, I better get an invite to the cookout.
Well, you gotta be there. You have no choice but to be there.
Oh, I'll be.
That's the whole reason I'm coming.
Are you going to be in Jacksonville?
Yeah, I'll be there. The food truck won't be there, but I'll be there.
That's all right.
What?
We're still gonna get Filipino food.
The food truck won't be there, but I'll be there.
Where's the food truck going to be?
I'm showing this year. This year I'm
Oh,
showing.
I'll run that food truck while you're out there.
Hey, you know what we're gonna eat, Dina.
We're eating at the Filipino place again.
We're gonna eat the Filipino place. We're gonna eat at the Texan Brazil or the Brazilian steakhouse.
Well, we can do all that on number 7.
I got you. I'm coming out. I'm coming to West Virginia just for that.
I want the food truck at Jacksonville. I can clean that barbecue while you in there showing.
Oh man,
I got real good cookies.
I believe you too. I believe
She's
you
gonna be
too.
flipping briskets.
I believe you too.
I can do something in there.
Hey, she can sling houses. She can sling some barbecue.
Bro,
Yep.
hey,
Rocket
she's slinging houses and riding bulls.
What show was that I got in that food truck and worked, that Mexican food truck?
Oh my God, we were in Louisville. Yeah, it was like midnight. Nothing was open. Every restaurant we went to was closing, or it was some like crazy college bar. So we just started walking around downtown Louisville, and someone's like, "Hey, there's a little dive bar, a little pool table, but there's a taco truck out front." So we stopped by, went in the bar, started playing pool, went out, got some tacos. Those tacos were amazing. That Mexican food was the shit. But people, somebody came in and started laughing their ass off, like, bro, your food's ready. You should go outside and get it. And I go out, and Dina's in the window with the dude running the truck, making everybody's food.
Yeah, he let me work that food truck.
That shit was hilarious.
Where'd he go?
I got a phone call.
Oh, I know how that goes too. You gotta go in and back out. Always happens to me. I had fun working that food truck. It was a good time.
Yeah.
That guy had it, and he was so nice working that food. I mean, it was late.
Oh, yeah.
So nice. One of those
Yeah,
men
yeah.
he did a dog show.
Yeah. Young kid, too, slanging tacos and burritos.
He was working it.
He was working it.
Yep. All right, y'all have a good evening. I just wanted to say hello. Hello to my friends.
Hey.
Look, you
I
look
got
at
no small audio.
with your hood up.
Uh-oh.
Hear me?
Yeah, I
We
hear
can
you.
hear you.
You hear me? We sound like an AT&T commercial now. You hear me? Can you hear me now?
That's Verizon.
Oh, okay, whatever it is.
And they went down the other day.
I heard. All right, here's Roger. I got it.
Worldwide outage. Bye, Dina.
I think I lost my audio.
We can hear you, bro.
We can hear you.
You can't hear us.
Uh-oh. Oh, you didn't take him out?
Mm-mm.
I thought you was going to take him out. Jump out, come back in. Jump out, come back in.
Can you hear me?
Nope, I hear you. Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear y'all. I think I lost my audio.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
go out.
Yeah,
Come
this-
back in.
Oh, look how big he's getting.
Somebody type it in the comments. Go out, come back in.
Can Han see him?
Oh, yeah. Look at that beautiful dog. Here you go. Wow.
Did you do it? There you go.
Yeah, look at him. Handsome boy.
Yeah, hi.
Oh, yeah. That's a gorgeous dog.
Bad
He's still,
That
still,
dog batshit crazy.
he's still spoiled as fuck.
Oh, yeah. Making me bleed my blood is his love language.
Oh, nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
He's just like, come over here and bite. He just bite everybody. I'm like, you know. This single.
Yeah,
We might, I don't know if we lost him or what. Oh, there he is.
he's back.
Yeah.
Yes. Somebody call my phone, man.
Oh, yeah.
Put that shit on do not disturb.
So people quit calling me. Thinking anybody got no time for business right now.
I was like, man, what
Yeah.
happened?
That'll happen.
Well, you're back. You can hear us. So.
Yeah, perfect. What was
Yeah.
I don't know. We were saying something before Dan came in.
We was just talking.
Oh, we was just talking about getting back in the show ring, man. Like, just getting back in and making it do what it do, man. So
Yeah, it's that one guy was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it for the first time." It's so addictive. After the first one, I was like, "Sign me up."
This is my life now.
Yeah.
Then they're like next, and then you ask somebody like next show, they're like, "Oh yeah, across the country," and you're like, "Cool, I'll be there."
yeah, that's on my list this year. I said I wrote the other day. I said I'm doing one international show this year. I'm doing one.
Oh,
I don't know which one it's going to be, but I'm doing one international show.
Look at that baby.
He is
Canada or Mexico probably the easiest.
Yeah, I'll
Canada
probably do the
be the
Canada show
easiest.
this year.
Canada be the easiest. Yeah, I had a good time in Canada. I'd love to go to a show in South America, but I think for next year on the radar is the Philippines.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm gonna do an international show, I've been to Canada before. Like I know what it looks like. I want to go to I've been to the Philippines too, but I think that's I want to do an international show.
Go to Europe.
Yeah.
Go to Europe.
So it's destination. Isn't that some of the best? I mean, think about it. Some of the best shows you go to are destination like towns. You know what I mean? Like there's stuff to do there on top of everything, which makes it kind of nice because you're not showing the entire time. So when you're not showing, You know, take the dogs, put them in the hotel, go run around town, get something to eat, go to restaurants you don't normally get to go to. Where you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Yeah. Culture you don't get to experience every day.
Well, that's the
That's-
bowling community in general.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say I don't meet many people that eat ribs and cornbread other than me.
I don't think many people eat ribs and cornbread.
That's wrong.
It's like a
It's
lot of people don't
wrong.
eat spaghetti. It's like a lot of people don't eat spaghetti and fried fish together, you know, but they go together.
No, I don't do that.
Spaghetti and fried
Well-
fish go together. Man.
What kind of fish, bro?
Fried fish, it can be whiting, man. Fried whiting and spaghetti go together, man.
I've yet to have whiting.
Meatballs. That's what goes with
Fried
spaghetti.
fried whiting and spaghetti go together, man.
I don't know. I'll try it.
I'm gonna try it.
I mean,
They go together, man.
I've eaten things that if I was on my own time, I wouldn't have eaten. So because I was peer pressured.
Uh,
Then I'm like, shit, that was good. Like I don't know why I was afraid of that.
yeah. See, for me, like when we travel, and we're going to some new region, like culturally different than what I'm used to, I want to eat what they eat. Don't take me to no damn fucking chain restaurant. Don't
Yeah,
take me to
That's
the
how I am.
steakhouse. I want to eat what the people eat.
That's how I am. When I go somewhere, like I want to stay. Like if I can get an Airbnb amongst the community, I'm gonna get an Airbnb amongst the community. I want to eat. Like I want to walk. I want to see the local bakery. Like I want to eat what everyone else is eating. Like just like being in Korea. I remember when I first got there. They had the table set. And I was like, "Can I get a fork?" Man, I got like the evilest look ever, and I was like, "Okay, chopsticks will do." Chopsticks will do.
Hey, we go to the Chinese buffet. I still ask for chopsticks. They look at me like, "Now you white boy, you don't want them damn chopsticks. You know you don't." I'm like, I still struggle with them. I still, I try to fit in.
No, I get it in. Ain't no struggling. I went to Hibachi for the first time, and I asked for chopsticks. And they was like, "What? Let me get the chopsticks, man. I don't want a fork. I'm good."
Yeah. Hibachi sounds good as hell right now.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good, right?
That's why, hey, bro. That's why we get along so well.
That's right.
Besides the love of the dogs, the love of the food.
It is, man. I'm gonna tell you who Paige I used to watch, and I haven't seen her do it in a while. But Hannah used to post food on her page a lot.
Oh yeah.
She used to post food on her page a lot, and it was like bomb stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Like stuff she cooked.
Yeah. No, she's the foodie. Like we
Yeah.
go where I don't care what kind. We ain't never been there before. I'd be like, Hannah, find us a restaurant.
Oh yeah. Her and Jim.
Oh,
Her and Jim the go-to. Her and Jim are the go-to. Like, hey, where we eating? Jim's like, we're gonna try this place. And it's some amazing shit.
100%. Yeah.
Or then Hannah's like, hey, whenever we go here, we're gonna eat here.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was good. And sure enough, she don't steer you wrong.
I need to go back to Chicago before snow flies. Because I ain't going up there before snow flies. But just go and visit Hannah and Jim and go to restaurants, and it's amazing time. Chicago suburbs, it's pretty laid back, and they know all the best.
I need some pictures done anyway, so that sounds good.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you go to Jim, you got it made. He got the park lined up. He knows where to get his spots, and then we eat afterwards, have a good time, go out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I'm gonna be out there next week.
Are you? Hate you.
Y'all want to join?
Yeah, I'm busy.
Yeah, you're
Hey,
always
next week.
busy. We'll talk.
You be everywhere, man. You be everywhere.
Sidebar. We'll hit that sidebar
You be everywhere.
after the show.
That's what my problem. Like, it ain't good enough. Nothing is ever.
I was just,
I'm doing
bro. I was in Mississippi this morning.
This morning?
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired.
My
I
man.
spent a week in Key West last week. It's pretty exciting.
Ooh, with
Yeah.
the storm.
Food was amazing there.
No, he went down.
I bet.
Went sideways.
I was down there before the hurricane.
Bro, did that affect you at all?
I just got the
minus-
rain. I just got the rain. I didn't get nothing crazy. I just got the rain.
Man, I feel terrible for these people.
But it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy out there, man. Because you got to look at it. You're looking at Asheville in the mountains. That water is coming down the mountains at a high elevation. So the force and the gravity just pushing that water, like that's just like a surf wave, man. It's gonna wipe you out, and it's just wiping out everything that was in this course.
Yeah, we've seen some crazy video. That's crazy shit. Now you're in Virginia, right?
No, I'm in North Carolina.
Oh, you're in North Carolina. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know why I thought you were in Virginia.
I'm from Virginia, but I'm in North Carolina.
No, that's probably what it is. Looked at your profile and you said something about Virginia.
Yeah, I'm from Virginia, but I live in North Carolina.
Gotcha. And that, I feel like that's a pretty good North Carolina, South Carolina. That's a pretty good spot to be for the bully world, as far as East Coast bullies are concerned.
Yeah,
there's not a lot going on above me, like above West Virginia. I don't feel like there's a ton going on. There's Midwest hotspot, kind of East Coast, Southern East Coast is kind of a hot spot. Like those are
then you got down south, So I'm not a far drive from a lot of stuff, you know. I mean, for instance, when I do my breedings, I drive 5 hours to my vet. So,
damn,
man, that's nuts.
Damn.
So you plan sections out way ahead of time.
Yeah, I go to Georgia. I go to Georgia for my breedings, man.
That's crazy.
Like if I ever get seamanship, it goes to Georgia. I go to Georgia.
Like Southern Georgia?
Yeah, like right at the cups of
I know
Jacksonville, like Jacksonville, Georgia.
Yeah, I know where you go. I was out there that way last month. I drove all that way. See, a good vet that does something very well when it comes to these dogs is invaluable. So I'm gonna drive my ass.
It is, man.
17 hours.
Yeah, it is. You get it. Like this is no lie. I got to the vet on a Saturday. My last breeding, I got to the vet on that Sunday. She's supposed to have a C-section that Monday. I pulled her out the truck, and it was like just green goo everywhere. And I was like, she's in active labor. Called the vet. He was like, bring her in. He said, where are you at? I said, I'm in the hotel like 10 minutes down the road. I literally had just got my hotel. Walked in, emergency C-section on a Sunday. His daughter's a breeder too. She was in there, delivered the puppies, $750.
Yeah, that's insane.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You looking at my surgicals, my surgicals are like $300, $350. Like, so of course, and he's a great vet. He doesn't
And he's
miss.
a great vet. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna drive 17 hours just because of a price.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drive 17 hours because the dude is legit. He's
an amazing vet, man. His name is Dr. Nunn. Amazing vet, man. I did Integrity Animal Hospital in Kingsland, Georgia. Great vet, man. Amazing vet. I drive out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get my progesterone numbers here at Infinity K9, and I call them. They're like, all right, cool. Bring in the next day or whatever, and I'll drive the 5 hours, man.
Yeah.
It's worth it because I know he's a great vet. He's a great vet.
Right. That's where I went last month. Soft palate surgery.
And
he did a soft palate for me too, like $250.
Yeah.
Bro, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, amazing vet. He does a lot of soft palate stuff.
Finding the right vet. I don't, having a stud and dealing with people, you realize how shitty their vets are.
Oh yeah,
how just terrible,
uneducated.
Yeah, don't know the first thing about shit. And the thing is, them as a breeder, most of them being fairly new, don't know any better. They don't know that their vet sucks.
Right. I'm just going to listen to this licensed professional who already has a distaste for breeding dogs or breeding animals, period. Who's going to look at all the negativity and controversy surrounding, breeding dogs. I don't want that person's opinion. I want someone who's pro and is going to support the ethical things I do with my animals. That's who I want to go to.
Yeah, and definitely. My vet has one of my dogs, man. Like my
Oh.
vet has a dog off my litter.
That's awesome.
You know, matter of fact, she had commented when we first got on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she
That's
has
awesome.
she has one of my dogs. Antonio, do you miss Doc? Yes, I miss Dr. Yes, that's her right there commenting. Mustang, that's her commenting right now. Yes, I miss Dr. Sellers. Dr. Sellers taught me a lot, man. Dr. Sellers was my vet, my local vet here, old school vet. She did TCI. She was the only vet in the area that did TCIs. Like she did it all, man. She would give me books to read and everything. And that was my vet. That was my go-to, man. I could call her in the middle of the night. Hey, I got this going on. What I do? And she would tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Fairmont.
There you go, Joe. Yeah, see, that's priceless, bro. You can't put a value on that. You know.
Yeah, she retired, man. That killed me. I was like, God, where am I going? And then I found Dr. Nunn out in Georgia.
Yeah, that's a tough find. We got lucky. We got a vet that actually, when we started really going to our vet, they didn't really concentrate that much on breeding, and it just we started showing up, bringing dogs, and they realized, okay, well, these people aren't going away, I guess, you know. So they started working with us, and you know, they have some reproductive people there, and they've always been fairly cooperative, and especially now how hard it is to get a progesterone when you get off work and it's 5:30 or whatever, and you're like, oh my God, I need to get a progesterone. And if you got a vet that's like, hey, you know, you got to make an appointment, and blah, blah, blah. Like, no. So it's nice that I can just call them on the phone and say, look, I need a progesterone test. They'll just come out to the car, pull the blood, go in there and run it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
call me in 15
minutes. That's amazing for you. So for my progesterones, I might have to get sent off. Mine gets sent to the lab. So I'll go and get my progesterone and I'll get it the next morning.
Day.
You know,
Yeah,
so like I'm already behind. And like that's how I just missed the breeding. Like I was getting it the next day. Well, she spiked on a Thursday. I found out the numbers on a Friday morning. Guess what? There's no semen. So she's already ovulating Thursday night.
Yeah.
So I missed it.
And honestly, that's the biggest misses. That's the biggest heartbreak of people that message me right before the weekend. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, but you are going to miss your breeding.
Yep.
And they're just like, oh, I mean, why can't I was like, I can't FedEx. I live in the country. All right. So the last time I can ship for next day is Friday. So at Friday at about 6:00, that's it. That's done until Monday. That's the last one.
For most vets now, my vets close on the weekend.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, mine's open on Saturday, but if we need something, you know, if they can, they'll bring somebody in. But yeah, I mean, people, and I'm like, please don't, like, they'll say, oh, I'm gonna take my girl to get a progesterone Friday. Please, for the love of God, do not do that.
Please
like,
don't. Please don't.
On Thursday. Like, I would rather call me on Thursday and say she's a 7 than call me on Friday and tell me she's a 12. You know what I mean? Because God forbid, number one, if I have another breeding, that sucks too. But and then the ones that call you and they're like, hey, it's Friday, and you know, it's some
5.
It's at some number, it's like a 7. You know what I mean? She's a 7 on a Friday, and I'm
she's ovulating, baby. She's ovulating
right now. But if you're trying to shoot for that higher ovulation number, you know what day that's going to be? Sunday.
Yeah.
That's where it's going to be. I'm just like,
you better pray you're local. You better pray you're close enough to drive.
Yeah.
And be like, Roger.
Believe it or not, that's what I did.
I'll meet you anywhere.
That's what I did for Cadence's breeding. This is no lie, man. And my vet, she's online. She'll tell you. The breeding was on a Wednesday. Her numbers was rising. It was snowing so bad in Chicago. FedEx wouldn't ship. I flew out that morning at 5:30 in the morning. Johnny Hatton met me at the airport in his work truck. Gave me the box. I walked back in the airport. went back through security, got on the plane, flew back Tuesday night, and I was at Dr. Settle's Wednesday morning with the semen.
Yeah. Now we did get
do what you got to do.
We started
Do
shipping.
what you got to do.
We did start shipping freight for people, even though I have to charge them more because the airport, Pittsburgh International, is like 2 hours, and it's like a 4-hour round trip. So I don't mind doing it for you, but it's 4 hours of my day. Unfortunately, I got to charge you a little bit more, but it gives them the opportunity to have that semen that day, you know.
Right.
But they also don't do it on Saturday. So
I'm gonna tell you what else I learned, and I didn't know this until I started going to Integrity in Kingsland. They have me ship my semen. Most people, when they ship semen, they ship it FedEx overnight.
Mhm.
So, well, they taught me about FedEx first overnight.
FedEx,
So FedEx first overnight, it gets there at 8 o'clock, guaranteed 8 o'clock in the morning. Whereas FedEx overnight gets there roughly around noon.
yeah, well, it depends
or
where you live.
if at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, if at all. But it's crazy in the difference of amount. Like FedEx first overnight is like $250, whereas FedEx overnight is like $64.
Right.
It just depends on where you live. Now, if you live, most of my shipments, because they'll give me a projection. So when I set up the shipment, it'll give me a projection. It'll say be there at 10:30, 10 whatever o'clock, and that's typical. What their target is about 10 o'clock. But I got people, I'll run their address in, and it'll be like, be delivered by 3 p.m. I'm like, where in the hell do you live?
Right.
And they're out they're out in the country, and I'm like, all right.
That's where that FedEx first overnight comes in handy at when you're out there in the country like that.
Right.
But it's the question is like, hey, do you want to pay that extra money?
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt.
So a little tip is if you do have to FedEx first overnight, it usually gets to your vet faster than your house.
Yes.
Yep.
So if you're doing a surgical, you're doing a TCI, whatever it is you're doing, and you're doing it through your vet, which is preferred anyways, under most stud contracts, have it sent to the vet. Because it's usually there 8 a.m. sharp.
Yep, 8 a.m. is there.
Because FedEx is already used to delivering to them.
Yeah. Well, not only that, typically vets are in a business area, right?
Right.
Residential shipments don't take priority. Business shipments take priority. So always try.
I've traveled in the storm before, man. Like it was a hurricane with one breed. It was coming from Canada. The semen got stuck in customs, and it wasn't gonna make it to the vet the next day. I literally drove to the UPS and was like, please, like, can y'all please give me this? Like, I need this package. It's here. I don't need it shipped. Just give it to me now. Like in the rain, in the storm. Like sometimes you just got to go get it, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll tell you one. This one was heartbreaking. It was South America. Yeah, South America. We ship it, and you got to get that special container, right? It heats up, and you put like a literal shit ton of freezer packs around the semen, which would kill it if not for that container. So this container actually keeps it warm compared to, because there's so many packs in it. So we pack it up, FedEx overnight to South America, gets there dead on time.
Well,
goes through customs, and the guy's waiting at the FedEx. And this is Friday. Yeah, this is Friday afternoon. And he's waiting at FedEx, and FedEx is like, we're just waiting for customs to release it. Customs doesn't release it until Monday.
Yep, I had that happen. Mine was in Tennessee. Mine sat in Tennessee for 24 hours, just sitting there at customs. Customs wouldn't release it. When I was calling on the phone, like, hey, you have semen. It's not going to make it. Please release it. They finally released it, and it was the motility was okay, but if I had let it continue to ship out, it'd have been dead when I got it. So I was like, you know what? This whole getting semen shit from overseas, fresh, chill, just give it to me frozen. I
feel like I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna say it. I feel like it's a fucking conspiracy. They see a semen box and they're like,
Yeah, it's whatever.
you know, the whole pro or anti-breeder movement is so strong with some of these organizations that I feel like anytime someone's affiliated and they see a semen box, they're like,
It'll get there.
we're gonna hold on to it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, how many shipment stories have you heard coming
Bro,
out?
just us alone.
Yeah.
4 or 5.
Coming out of the Midwest.
Us alone.
I don't even think like that. I think of more of like, hey, I'm gonna breed my dog. Like, let me just go ahead and lose this package. It's whatever, it's insurance on it. Like, hey, I can use this on my own dog. Like, you can't tell me there aren't some semen shipments where people haven't like took the semen and used it on their dogs.
Mm-hmm. Well, if that's the case, if you're a stud owner, don't write your dog's name on the outside of the box.
But your name's on it.
Well,
sometimes, depending on where it's coming from.
Oh, some people put pictures on the outside of their box.
Oh, trust me, I know. I mean, nothing like freaking a UPS guy out. Does that dog in this box? Piece of that dog. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I never was a big fan of writing the dog's name. I'll write it. I know what I try to do because I look at it as a vet, and so I write the dog's name on the centrifuge tube, right? And then I put it in the freezer pack or put it in the box, and then I write the dog's name on top that foam piece that goes.
The foam piece,
pack that's on. I'll write the dog's name on that. So at every step, as the vet opening it up, he knows. Okay, this is a 7 shipment, opened it up, centrifuge tube says 7, just trying to confirm, just trying to ease people's minds. You know how many people are leery about you sending them the wrong semen?
You know what? I'm one of those people, and this is honest. I'm one of those people. Like, I want a semen analysis. Like, I want a semen analysis from the vet. Like, don't get me wrong. I know things happen. Some people can pull their dog and ship it. I got it. But like, I want a semen analysis. Like, I want to see what you saw when this semen got pulled.
Yeah.
And if I gotta pay for that, like, cause I've paid for it before, I've like, hey, take the dog to the vet. I'll call and pay for it. Like, I want a semen analysis in the box when it's shipped. Like, I want to see what you send to me. When you go to a dealership, you get paperwork.
Right.
I want to see what my money's paid for. I want to see what the semen was when you get to me. So if my dog doesn't take, I can be like, okay, well, this is what the motility was. This is how much sperm was moving from your analysis to my analysis at my vet, because when I get it, I'm doing a semen analysis.
Right. And that's good information on it should be done, and that's good information to relay to the stud owner. It gives the stud owner the ability to keep track on how their dog interacts with extender. Because believe it or not, I've done a lot of testing. Not every extender works for every dog. I've had some extenders that work great for one dog, and then for some other dogs it doesn't. So we keep 2 different kinds. We keep the mini tube extender. They have an extended. It's like a 5-day extender, and then we use the regular like Dr. Kinney's stuff too.
Dr. Kinney's, yeah.
And for most of the dogs, both will work, but you could, and that's a good way to just test it, is like mix that shit, do a collection on your stud, put it in the refrigerator, and then just next day pull it out, warm it up, get it up to temperature. That's another thing. I mean, we're going to talk about that too. Get it up to temperature, put it under the slide. You don't have to have a semen analysis machine, just have a damn microscope.
Yeah.
Did it make the next day? You know what I mean? Then pull it again the next day after that.
Well, if you see like 1, 2, 3 active, semen, it didn't make it. Well, that shit looks like fucking shooting stars in the Milky Way.
Should be like
then you have viable semen.
Yeah, you gotta look at the motility. Like I said, I want all that, because you're sending me a contract with all these things that, hey, I can't do. I have to do as a bitch owner, this, that, and the third. You don't get a repeat after this or that. Like, okay, cool. Well, if you're gonna give me all these stipulations in my contract, then I need paperwork. I need you to send me paperwork. I need your semen analysis. The dog went to the vet, because these big name studs, they are getting bred 1, 2, 3 times a week. So you may not get that first pull of the week. You may get the third pull of the week. It ain't gonna be in the billions like the first pool of the week.
Nope.
You know, so I need to see that. I
Right,
need to see that. You know, so when that gets to me, and I tell you, hey man, semen's at 76% motility. This is the progression. All right, cool. But this is what it was on the paperwork when you sent it to me. You know, that way we can work instead of being like, hey man, the semen ain't alive. Well, it was alive when I sent it. What paperwork you got to prove that?
Right.
Right.
It's true. Now, I will mention, because we've suffered this a couple of times this year, and I understand why vets don't do this. They're pulling the semen out of the box, taking a sample, putting it directly on a slide, and then the client's calling me. And it's like, hey, the semen's dead.
They didn't warm it up.
Yeah, they didn't warm it up. I'm like, how long did they warm it up? Well, I mean, they just pulled it out of the centrifuge tube. I'm like, dude, find another vet. Find another vet. Like, there ain't no way in hell a vet that knows what he's talking about is going to pull semen out of a centrifuge tube that just came out of a refrigerator pack and put it on a slide. The one that really blew my mind is the guy messaged me and said, hey, vet said semen's dead. Now, this was one of the early ones, so I didn't realize what was going on. And I said, well, I'm so sorry, dude. I mean, he's had 2 other breedings this week, and they've both been fine. I don't have any explanation. I don't know what the hell's going on. You know, we're making arrangements to send him another collection. And his vet sends him home, right? 20 minutes on his way home, the vet calls him back and says, hey, come back. It's fine. So he drives all the way back. And the vet, now the semen's finally warmed up, so it's moving.
It's like crabs. It's like eating blue crabs, man.
I'm like,
you know,
ridiculous. I mean, this is day one shit. You have to warm it back up. You have to bring it back up to body temperature.
Yeah, you have to get it warmed up, man. But you know, so many times, you know, we're trusting the breeder to send us. And don't get me wrong, like I'm in the beginning, I was one of those people like, man, I know these people have like a lot of different dogs. What if they send me a dog to another semen? I don't know. You know?
Right.
And it hasn't happened to me, but it's happened to people. They've gotten semen from a different dog. You know, and I feel like sometimes we have to get in the habit of like doing the DNA on our dogs, getting the the puppy DNA kits from ABKC. All you gotta do is request them. They're gonna send them to you. Right. You know, if you have that doubt, get the puppy DNA kits. DNA the dog. You know, you know, if the dog has more than 3 litters, he should be DNA profiled anyway. So you have that, you know.
I'll tell you this: if you have that doubt, find another guy, find another stud.
Yep.
There's not a person on the planet that can come tell me to my face that they think I would ever send them anything but what I say I'm sending. There ain't no fun. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? I can name a whole bunch of breeders that would never do that. So if you honestly feel like this person might send you bad shit or the wrong shit,
pick a different dog.
Another dog. Because there are people out there that will do that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There are people
because you know that person gave you enough doubt to make you think that.
Right.
Something about them. Prior to your business arrangement.
Yep.
Or even maybe during your business arrangement, they gave you enough doubt to think of that, to be hesitant.
Right. Know? And you know what? Sometimes it's better to take an L on $500 than it is to take an L on a whole stud fee.
The hell you telling? I've took an L on $500 before. I've took an L before, man. Was like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna just let it go.
How many lost credits we got? They're not even in the queue anymore. They just erased.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome for our donation.
Yeah. You change your mind or you change your direction sometimes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that dog was honestly part of your program. You had every intention of using that dog. But subsequent breedings after that had changed the direction of where you were going, you know? So now it's like, but I get it. A lot of people lock in when the dog's young, when they're $2,500, $1,500, you know what I mean?
And the dog doesn't turn out.
Yep. And then the dog don't turn out. And then now they say, well, I'm not going to use the dog. You know, that's cool. You know, but here's the thing. it's like it's an investment like anything else. A new dog comes out, it's crazy. You know, and he opens him up at $1,500, and you're like, you give him $500, and you just sit back and wait, right? Because they're waiting. Because if that dog goes up to 35, 4,000, whatever, you know, you got him locked in cheap, and then everyone else is paying a premium to breed to that dog, and you're going to pay the minimum. So I get it. I get the strategy, but I just don't know that they turn out all the time. You know what I mean? I guess it depends on the breeder, I suppose.
Yeah. And go see them in person. Go see them in person.
Yeah.
Go, whatever. Spend the extra another $500 to save yourself thousands.
Yeah.
Go see him in person.
Absolutely.
That is your best peace of mind. You know, oh, you know what? I picked the right fucking dog. Or, damn, we're on the search again.
But some people don't even have to see the dog in person because they're following the trend.
Right.
You know, they're getting into the community. They breed to this dog. And it's like, you know, I'm going to breed this dog. My puppy's going to be $5,000, $6,000. And then you be like, y'all sleeping on my litter. No, we're not. We just don't want it.
We just don't want
it.
And some breeders don't. And here's the other thing. Some breeders don't care if you use their dog or not. I mean, somebody asked me the other day why Future was $5,000. And I was like, I did that exactly on purpose because he's mine. And you know, when I think we did an early lock, we let a few people lock in, you know, but he went from an early lock at 2,500 straight to 5,000.
And that's not that's perfectly fine. Like I tell people all the time, man, you know, you see Ford commercials, you know, you see, you know, all these different cars. How many Bugatti commercials you ever seen?
0.
Mm-hmm.
But people still buy the car, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For the people that want to buy the car and can afford the car.
Yeah.
Right.
So if they want it, they're going to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as that.
Well, you got premium clients at that price. You know what I mean? When you're a $5,000, you got premium clients. These are people that are they're obligating themselves to breed to that dog. They believe in that dog because they're.
I feel like that kind of price tag, they know exactly what they want.
Yeah.
Where at the lower end of stud fees, a lot of people are trying to get the best bang for their buck, right? Yeah. They're like, what if I use this dog? He's at this price. Then there's this dog at this price. Like Future being at $5,000, there's no like second guess. I want to use that dog. He's $5,000. Here you go.
But some dogs are that much that don't even have a production on the ground. Yeah. You know, some dogs get to that point and be like, okay, what have you produced with this dog? But at the end of the day, you know, I'm not counting nobody's pockets. If you want to breed to the dog, it's your program. I think that's what a lot of people get misconstrued that what that program is breeding to. I don't know what they need in that yard. You know, I focus on my yard. I breed to the standard what's in my yard. I don't know what's in your yard and what you need. And, you know, some people get hyped up or, you know, why is this dog this much? Well, evidently the owner sees something in that dog that needs to be that much. If you don't want to breed to the dog because of the price, then just don't breed to the dog.
Yeah. Yeah, some dogs need to come up slow. And then some, you know, there are certain scenarios, a certain type of dogs that they deserve that premium price right off the bat, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Especially if it's something you can't get anywhere else.
Or exclusive, exclusivity warrants certain price tags, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Like when they going back to what you say, you know, when you brought up Bugatti, there's certain models of cars they only make X amount of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that they're only gonna make X amount of. These 10 cars are the only ones that are going to exist.
Ferrari does that. You got to be a certain type of client to get a Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you got to buy one of the cheap ones.
Yeah.
Before you even get access to the more expensive ones.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's just the nature of it, man. But some programs also feel like if I breed to the most expensive dog, then my puppies have to be that. You know, They have to be this price. You know, but some people breed to the dog and then the puppies are crazy cheap. And you're like, you know, okay, but you just brought down the value of that stud. Or I pay $5,000 for the stud fee. Then I look up on July 4th, you got a July 4th special for $2,500. Like, you just lost me as a client. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and use my stud, but our business is done because how you gonna put it on sale?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
No, I've seen dogs go from an absorbent stud fee down to almost reasonable, and I'm like, what the hell? Just out of the blue? That's crazy.
Yeah, I understand things happen. You know, things happen in your life, emergencies. I understand that part. You're trying to help a friend out, donations, all that. I got it. But to go from like, you know, hey, I'm just gonna put
A
the dog
holiday
on
special. No, I'm good.
Back to school special.
I'm good.
Yeah, it is crazy. It is. And I think that's one thing you as a breeder, if you move your dog up too quick, you have to live with it. Don't bring that dog back down. You fucked up, live with it, leave him where he's at, and then maybe you're going to have to produce some productions because no one's going to use him until he, you know. And I got lucky. I had people that were, especially with like Future, I didn't care if people used him or not because he was my tool. I built him for me. But people decided to use him and they created amazing dogs off of him. So now I got litter pictures. You know what I mean? So now he proves his worth. And at that point, then you can justify the price. If the dog produces, he produces what you need, then it's worth the price. But the other thing is you always have to, the hard part is you have to look at the female it's being bred to. Very good studs that are definitely producers and seen some very shitty litters off of them just because the female wasn't the right female.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Wasn't a good matchup.
How do you feel about like, do you believe like pocket should be bred to pocket, standard should be bred to standard?
No.
Depends on what you're trying to do. I mean, you can only breed pocket to pocket for so long before you get no legs at all.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to try to find that if you're getting too short this generation, breed up to a bigger, taller dog next generation. Try to, keep things on the level. But if you're bringing a 13-inch dog to a 13-inch dog to a 13-inch dog, and you're going to come out with some shit you wasn't expecting.
Yeah. Just as like continuously inbreeding, I believe like some of those dogs create depression in that dog to a point it doesn't even want to be in the ring. When you're constantly inbreeding that dog, you're bringing in traits that the dog doesn't even want to be in the ring anymore. It's just an inbred dog at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We've got, and that was, those weird, like this right down here. Like, I mean, what is that effect that's called? When you do the outcross, and it's called something. Man,
Hybrid vigor.
Hybrid vigor. All right. Right down here is a perfect example of that. This boy is fucking wild. Like, he is not. Like, normally, my bullies are pretty laid back. This man is crazy. Like, it's him whining right now. Like, he's got energy.
Yeah.
And he is a perfect example of it.
Yeah. Especially being a GC son.
Yeah.
You would think there'd be more, because a lot of the GC kids I've seen are balanced mentally. Like, they're chill. They're just like, this is what we're doing. We're cool.
Well, I mean, so that's why I feel like he took out on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of people don't realize Precious has Grim in there. Like, there is Grim in Precious, just not a whole lot. You know what I mean? There's a little bit. So it goes back. And the relationship between Precious and Zero is another thing people don't put together. They're like, what? Like, here's this little tiny pocket, crazy looking female, and her uncle is Zero Barks Given.
Right.
We're like, huh? Like, it doesn't match up.
That's a gorgeous dog, man. God, that's a gorgeous dog.
Zero?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But national winning gorgeous.
Definitely national winning gorgeous.
Definitely makes dog. That's the dog you see and you go, nah, I'm gonna breed some big ass dogs.
Bro.
Big motherfuckers.
Like, seeing him this past weekend, man, he still got it. Seeing him this past, he still got it. Huh?
And he's not even show weight now. He's just
still
like,
got it, man. He still got it.
Box weight. Because what are they, 4? They're 4 or 5?
5.
5 years old? Yeah. I've got
But once
five,
you
yeah.
but once you win nationals, man, do you even come back out? Like for me, like say I had a dog that won nationals, I'm not bringing it back out because I don't want anyone to be like, oh, I beat the national winner. Like I'm not bringing the dog back out. We're done. Like once I have a dog that wins nationals, we're done. Like the dog is done. I'm
Yeah,
not bringing the
the dog
dog
is
out to put another show because you're not about to be like, well, my dog beat the national winner. No, we're done.
Yeah.
I never had a problem. I mean, I don't, because I want you. If I have my moment to shine, I want you to have it next. Like, why not? You know what I mean? Do your thing. You're not gonna hurt my feelings.
Mm.
But the other thing is I just don't give a shit. I just don't. 7 did what he did, and he is what he is. And if someone beats him, okay, great, you did. If you beat him fair and square, then I will pat you right on the back and be like, you did it. That's all there is to it. But I don't know. It just is. But people get protective. You know what I mean? They get that title. They get protective of that title. You know what I mean? They don't want to. You
don't want to tarnish it. You don't want to tarnish it. Hey, hang him up. Hang the dog up. Hey, man, you did it. You eating steak and lobster, or you're studying out or whatever, and then you know you enjoy life, man. You know,
because they could have put 0 in nationals last year.
Yeah,
and they had that discussion, and Hannah was like, I just want to give someone else an opportunity to do it, and 0 has proven his point. He is because he proved it. He has beyond the national title. He has other titles that no one's ever going to beat. Like no one's ever going to match that boy's amount of wins.
Yeah,
101 best in breeds or something.
Yeah,
right?
It was crazy.
So no one's ever going to match that. So no big deal. Let someone else win. But I thought last year, I'm like, man, she's gonna put him in. She needs to put him in.
I was waiting.
I was hoping she would, but that's good though.
Because he's still, even today, he's still highly competitive.
Oh yeah,
you see it.
It's like racehorses, man. Even when they get old, they're still highly competitive, man. Once it's in you, and you have a love for it, it's just in the animal. You're not making them do it. You truly see the beauty in hey, they enjoy it. They enjoy being in the ring. They want to please you. They want to do it. You're not pulling the dog around the ring. None of that. This dog is truly just gating around the ring gracefully, man. Those are the animals that long time want to do it.
And really, honestly, I think the only dog I have that I feel like male, I should say, that truly enjoys being shown, I think is Ultros. Like he likes it. I don't really think 7 likes it. Like he'll do it, but I don't think he enjoys it. You know what I mean? And Mac, forget about it. He could care less. Like leave me in front. He wants to go back to his kennel. Like that's what he wants to do. I don't even have to keep the kennel unzipped and not like somebody. Let me see Mac. I'll pull him out. Stack him up in the aisle for people. And then I was get Matt a little pat on the shoulder and drop his lead. He'll just walk right under the table and go right in his kennel.
Like I'm done. I did it.
Yeah.
He don't want to be met. People ask me, I don't show Mac anymore. I'm like, he just don't like it. He don't want to.
We forget, as much as we domesticated and built the companionship side of this breed, they're a den animal. They're a den creature. They want their habitat,
Yep.
Yeah, Precious and the girls have always been good. Precious, Kimber, all those girls, they love to show. They want to show.
Yeah.
But how do you see that in the beginning though? Like, how do you
confidence?
Yeah, it's confidence.
You pick that in the beginning. Like you see that in those puppies in the beginning. Like, okay, that dog has it. Because you see the puppies that are like off by themselves, but then you see the ones that be like, did that dog just like walk over there and just greet you? Like, you see the ones that walk with their head held up high. Those are the puppies you're looking for.
Yeah, personality dogs. Yeah. There's a couple. So they got the dog that wants to show. All right. The Kimbers of the world can't wait to do it. Prances around the ring, and then leaves the ring at 180 miles an hour, pulling the handler with her. I felt so bad for Hannah. She would just put her right out of the ring. And then there's dogs that will tolerate it. Precious is one. She don't mind being in the ring. I don't think she cares if she was there or not. But she didn't. She just did really well in the ring. She was well behaved. And her mom did well in the ring, even though I only got to show her a couple times. But I had females that I know fully well. Mirage, I hardly even show a picture of Mirage. But Mirage is one. This is a giant bitch, But I know her personality. Like, she won't want nothing to do with show ring. She gets excited when she sees me, and she'll run up to me and want to play. But she don't really want to play with other dogs. She just wants to, be in her spot, be comfortable. And, just be a good dog overall. So some dogs just aren't built for it. They might be nice dogs, but they're just not built for the show ring.
Yeah, you definitely. And I don't know how hard is it to change the behavioral and personality of a dog that doesn't want anything to do with it. We've been fortunate enough to pick the dogs that want to be in the ring,
Yeah,
and it happens. You look for that dog. Like, okay, this is the one. And then sometimes you just get in the ring and be like for instance, Memo. I had Paulina show her, and then she showed her for me, and I think it was in Georgia, the Georgia show. And then I got her back, and I was like, look, she's done. Like, she's had so much energy. I can literally take her out and run her hour, 2 hours. It does nothing for her. She has it's like she has the zoomies 24/7. Like, she's not gonna sit still. She just wants to run. That's the dog. She wants to play, and she just wants to run. Like, she can run like for hours, just constant. Dog doesn't get tired, man. She just runs.
Damn.
Must be nice.
Oof.
Yeah.
This sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she doesn't settle. Like, in order for her to settle in the ring, I had to give her CBD treats just to settle her in the ring. And I don't want to have to keep doing that just for her to settle in the ring.
Right. Yeah. I mean, some dogs get amped up. I got dogs that get amped up when they get in a car and they're just going across town, even though they're not normally dogs that get amped up for anything. There's like something about being in a car, being out of town. Dogs don't eat for shit when they're on the road. Like, we bring dog food, but we might as well not, because they won't eat for shit in a hotel. They could care less about food.
Yeah.
It's kind of nuts.
I tried to overfeed my dogs a couple of days before.
I don't feed mine at all because I have to travel. So, like, if I travel, I don't feed my dog the day of traveling. I'll feed once I get like where I'm settled at for the night, and I don't feed the day of show, especially if they're a baited dog. They like the bait. I don't feed the day of the show.
Right. Yeah. We try to do the same just because the only dog getting sick on the road or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. All right, fellas. Well, I think we had a good little bullshit session here.
Oh, yeah.
Let these people know where they can find you. You're doing some breedings, and
you can hit me on my Facebook page. It's just my name, Antonio Vincent, Red Team Bullies. Hit me on the page. I'm always there. I'm up all night. I'm up at 4 a.m, up letting dogs out. So you see me at the shows, just speak. I'm very personable, so I don't mind it. So just hit me up. I like people. I'm a people person, so that's just what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be when your passion is feeding people.
Yeah,
right.
It is, man.
You enjoy feeding people.
Yeah, so definitely, man. You can hit me up on IG too, Red Team Bullies. So just follow me, give me a follow. All my posts from Facebook go there. So yeah, if you got any questions, feeding raw, man, whatever, like we can learn together. If I know it, if I can't find, if I don't know it, I'm gonna find it, man. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
We've got a comment. What's this say? Hope to be at the one in Lumberton in November.
Yes. Please bring her out. Please bring Cortana to that show.
Okay.
So
it's been great talking to you. I told you it wouldn't be bad. It's just a bullshit session. We don't get it. We ain't
appreciate it.
But yeah, we appreciate you stopping in and appreciate you guys tuning in for the show. And we'll see you next week.
Definitely, fellas. Y'all take care and be safe, man.
Will do.
You too, brother. Hope to see you at the show soon.
Definitely, bro. I'll see you at Nationals.
All right.
Later.
We appreciate you tuning in this week. If you would, give us a like and a share. Your support is appreciated. And also, don't forget to stop by RogueBullyCamp.com and check out some of the breeding tools we have available. They're designed to make your life easier as a breeder. We'll see you next week.